We got a big Habs trade update coming from Pierre LeBrun of The Athletic as he says that the Habs will likely not come to terms with a home run deal on Jake Evans and that they should very intently listen to trade offers come trade deadline. We got to dive into this recent report coming from Pierre, but we also have to talk about Ivan Demidov as he is now going to be a KHL All-Star, but we also have some very interesting drama surrounding his team. And finally, another amazing note on Lane Hutson and some more stats that shows he is somehow even better than we could have realized. There's a bunch of great stuff coming up all on this episode of Habs Digest. And Jesse, let's just start the video off by asking those of you who have not hit subscribe to hit subscribe down below. That's actually a surprising amount of you. Let's see, how many is it? 50% of you watching this video are not subscribed. We have daily Habs content, weekly, sometimes more than once weekly streams. So if you want to stay up to date on all the best things Habs, this is the spot to be. It's completely free down below. Jesse, let's talk about Lane Hutson. Let's talk about our boy, the Lane Train. First of all, my gosh, has he been unbelievable. Again, a 3-assist night last night. But it goes further than that. We have more stats coming out today that just blow my mind. This is Byron Bader, who very much likes advanced analytics. He's a great mind, great follow on Twitter as well. I really suggest you go give Byron a follow. But he said, did I expect Lane Hutson to be a star in the NHL? Yeah. Did I expect him to be a superstar? Outside chance. Did I expect him to be on the verge of producing like a superstar forward 50 games into his NHL career? Nope. And then he goes on to say only 5 defensemen drafted after 2000 have maintained a point per game pace of 0.8 or more who have played at least 40 games. That list is short, Jesse. It's Erik Karlsson, Adam Fox, Cale Makar, Quinn Hughes, and Lane Hutson. And he's a rookie. There's no rookie qualifier on this. I know we know Lane Hutson is good, Jesse, but oh my gosh, like it just gets better every single day.
More points than Victor Hedman, Rasmus Dahlin, Adam Fox. Like the accolades just continue for Lane Hutson, and rightfully so. Again, you know, the 6th fastest player, rookie D-men, to get to 30 assists, Josh. But I'm convinced that a lot of those 30 assists, a lot of those assists could have been goals, but it's just because Lane Hutson is such a selfless player that really he's just doing what's best for the team. We saw like a one of his assists to Cole Caufield last night, right? Where it's like he's in a great opportunity to be able to shoot. But he sees, okay, it's going to be a little bit even higher percentage play if I do the slap pass to Cole Caufield. This is showing the guy, Lane Hutson, who cares more about winning than anything else. The points are nice, but he's just going to put this Montreal Canadiens team in the best position to win every time. Because we almost don't talk about enough. Like, Lane Hutson's a dog. Like, he cares about winning. Like, this guy's just going to go till the very end. You kind of put that with that skill, and then kind of getting players like, I find like Demidov's kind of a guy like that where they're really big competitors. That's what makes it so exciting because, I mean, the X factors just seem to just somehow continue with Lane Hutson.
Yeah, I don't want to dog on that Athletic article more than I already have, you know, Corey Pronman. Like, I no, please, guys, don't go hating Corey Pronman. But, you know, that average compete that he put Lane Hutson, like, that's proved wrong every single night. 39th best player under 23, Jesse. I'm sorry, I had to every day. Look, it's low-hanging fruit, okay? But, yeah, the Lane train has been, oh my gosh, he's left the station, more than left the station. I think every other fan base is now realizing, like, you know, the hype was real. Like, you don't see chirping really coming from other fan bases now. This dude's over a point per game in his last, I think, was it 24 points in his last 22 games or 29 points in his last 24? Something crazy like that. The dude is unbelievable, and anyone questioning him, just, you know what? The stats speak for themselves. The results from the Habs speak for themselves. It's unbelievable this guy's on our team, but one guy that's probably going to be on our team soon, Jesse, is Ivan Demidov, and this guy, there's been a lot of interesting stuff going on around him, but the big news today really is that according to Hockey News Hub, which is a trusted source of all KHL news on Twitter, go follow them as well if you want to stay up to date, on Demidov and all the other KHL stuff. But Habs prospect Ivan Demidov is going to the KHL All-Star game. He's replacing former teammate Tony DeAngelo. And I do say former in case you didn't know. Tony DeAngelo was leaving SK St. Petersburg for family reasons. That's what they said. He has to return to North America. He was one of their best players. He had as many points as Demidov in fewer games as a defenseman. He's been awesome. But right now, he had to leave. And guess who's replacing him, Jesse? I just wanted to say, first of all, I tweeted this out earlier. How impressive is it to you, we'll get into the drama in a second, that Ivan Demidov, whose half his games have been under 11 minutes of ice time, is the selection to go to the All-Star game instead of DeAngelo? That just shows how much of an impact this guy has had on this league.
So well deserved, and such a great reward for Demidov, who's really shown so much resilience this year. And it's a great example, I think, for other prospects kind of coming up. It's even if you're getting that limited ice time, stick in. Your time's going to come. He made the most of it every single time that he's on the ice. I mean, the plus minus again kind of, you know, speaks for itself. It speaks about his effectiveness on the ice, you know. So really, again, you know, also being named the SKA Player of the Month. You know, we're seeing that obviously he gets that time on the ice. He just makes amazing things happen. So obviously very, very well deserved for the young man.
For sure. I mean, this dude, like this list here, what you might be wondering what this is. This is all of the top age 19 seasons. So this is Demidov's age 19 season. He just turned 19 in December, so it'll be counted as his age 19 season because you're 19 on February 1st, I think is how it works in the KHL. This is the top most points ever in a season by an age 19 player in the KHL. Demidov has 32. The record all time is Kaprizov with 42. Demidov could very well break this record. He has another 20-something games left in this season where he can get, all he needs is 10 points to tie and 11 to beat that record, which is just insane. And again, you pointed out, Jesse, look at the other plus minuses on this list. Demidov's team is struggling a little bit this season, yet he's still plus 21. But there is a bit of drama going on. This is from Andrew Zadornowski on Twitter. Another great follow. Go follow all the people we show on this because it's worth it. You see stuff like this. KHL Team SK is not in a good space right now. He says they released D'Angelo, though the official report is that they came to a mutual contract termination. There's some skepticism on that. Whatever, D'Angelo himself said it was mutual, so I'm not going to question that. But the team also filed a protest with the KHL and the Ministry of Sport because fans of other teams started chanting mean things at them. Like the things he says here. Lokomotiv was fined for its fans taunting of the Army team. Spartak fans chanted SK is the disgrace of Russian hockey. And they're claiming that there's media-led, it's not us, PR campaign against the team management and coaches. So, this environment, Jesse, is not ideal for Demidov. We know there's some question marks there. Like Rottenberg's not going anywhere. That was also pretty much confirmed by Hockey News Hub as well. But despite, again, all these negative things surrounding the team, everything going on, Demidov not getting ice time, again, I guess it's sort of the same thing I just said, but we just give the more context we give to Demidov's situation, the more impressive he looks to me every day.
Absolutely. And just amazing, crazy to hear kind of the drama that seems to be coming daily out of kind of SKA. You have to feel like there's a little bit of some self-inflicted wounds there, kind of a little bit, right? But obviously, fortunately, Ivan Demidov isn't going to have to be in this situation for too much longer. Again, Kent Hughes showing great judgment and kind of the timing of their trip to Russia. I think it was definitely well needed, especially with just all the crazy rumors, speculation that we're kind of hearing coming out from this team right now. So obviously, the days are kind of counting down. I think Ivan Demidov more than anybody else could be so excited to be heading to Montreal.
Yeah, leave us your thoughts down below, but I cannot wait, Jesse. I mean, just look, I know, I love Alex Newhook, but as a lot of people were saying, imagine it was Demidov feeding Line those passes night in, night out. I can't wait for it, but let us know your thoughts down below. But Jesse, time is also running out. Time is inching closer for one other thing, and that's the trade deadline. And right now, there's been a lot of talk around the Montreal Canadiens, and one subject we've talked about at length is Jake Evans, and that's because he is the Habs' biggest trade chip, I would say. Right now this season, he has shown unbelievable play on both the offensive side of the ice, where he's on pace for a career high in goals and points, and the defensive side of the ice, as he is one of, if not the most used shorthanded forward in the league. But we got Pierre LeBrun of The Athletic, where the article I'll link down below, he was speaking about this situation, and he said the Montreal Canadiens have let Jake Evans know they are interested in keeping him around, but that it can't be a home run deal. And that's the rub as far as how this may play out. We have some quotes from Pierre LeBrun that we want to go through as well. He said, as of late last week, there had only been preliminary discussions with the pending UFA forward. Term is likely going to be the hurdle in this negotiation. I'm not convinced the Canadiens are comfortable going 5 or 6 years. And again, Evans is at an age where that security might be important. He also said, despite where the team is in the standings, depending on trade offers, they may have to listen hard if he's not extended by March 7th. The New Jersey Devils are among the teams that have already kicked tires. Can he be extended and stay put? Yeah, but it'd probably take both sides getting a little uncomfortable with the deal. And I mean, look, looking at Evans' stats again, Jesse, they're impressive. I mean, there's a reason we want to keep him around. I don't know, I know you've mentioned before how the term could very well be a problem for a guy who's 28 years old, nearly 29. He's going to want that long-term security into his mid-30s. Is Montreal willing to give him that? I know Arber Basu said maybe term won't be an issue, but we're hearing conflicting reports now, and the more reports are coming out, the more it's seeming like trading is a real possibility, as much as I kind of hate to say that.
Absolutely. He's going to be looking for a deal to bring him to his retirement, ideally, right? So, he's going to probably want kind of a 5-year deal at minimum right now for the Montreal Canadiens. But if they are able to come to a deal right now, this will be such a compliment to what the Montreal Canadiens are building, because it's going to mean that Evans is going to refuse more term, more money elsewhere to be a part of what the Habs are really building right now, because Jake Evans is raising his value But the Montreal Canadiens are also raising their value right now, showing that they're a place where players can win and they're looking and they're ready to kind of turn that corner and start being competitive. And more players are going to start to want to come there as a result. So I think that that's definitely a huge factor in all of this. And I believe, when LeBrun's kind of alluding to where it kind of gets uncomfortable for the Habs, as I mentioned, it's maybe that 4 years. They might go max on that, where at the beginning of this season before that, they never would have. But I feel like that's the maximum they're going to do is that 4 years there. Even then, that might be kind of pushing it just a little bit. But again, we know that he fits that identity. He fits so many things that we want for this Habs team. So it would be amazing if we could really find a way to make something happen.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's so tough, right? Like, because, look, if you're in Jake Evans' shoes, right? Like, some people would be willing to take a discount to play in a place that they're familiar with, people they know, they like, an organization that treats them well. That makes a lot of sense, right? It's a risk to go to a new place. It always is. You don't know what your ice time's going to be. You don't know what the personal situation, the living life is like. You spent your whole career in Montreal. But at the same time, if you have an option to go, some other team is like, listen, I'm going to give you a 6-year deal at a good cap hit, whereas Montreal's capping out at 4 at a similar cap hit. You're like, well, for myself, my family, I might want to go somewhere else. There's so many question marks with this situation, and there's only going to keep being more. But to hear this from Pierre LeBrun, he has been pretty tuned in. He was the first one to report that the Devils were looking at Jake Evans. I want to know what you guys have to say, because this is not minor, right? These talks are increasing and increasing every single day. We're less than 2 months out from the deadline. There's going to be something going on. I want to know your thoughts with all these new revelations that it won't be a home run deal. If this report is correct, would you still sign Jake Evans? If it's a 5 or 6 year deal, let us know down below. That'll do it for this episode of Habs Digest. There's going to be a lot of interesting stuff coming. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel like you always do. But we've been blown away by the support recently. So hey, but if you haven't done it already, I mean, you made it this far in the video. Why not now? I've been your host, Josh Gosse, my co-host, Jesse Poirier. We'll catch you in the next one.